Just as you thought it couldn't get any worse for the truckers, Doug Ford has decided to not only go after their money from Give, Send, Go, but it's now put in a state of emergency. So, taking a look at this article here, which I have 3 others that are claiming the same thing from CBC, National Post, and from the National Observer. Doug Ford has declared a state of emergency. Protesters blocking critical roadways could be fined up to $100,000 or jailed. The one thing it forgot to mention here is it's $100,000 daily. So when you scroll down here, Ontario's Premier declared a state of emergency Friday in response to ongoing blockades in Ottawa, Windsor, Ontario, warning of severe consequences for protesters who don't leave. Doug Ford said he will enact orders making it crystal clear that it is illegal and punishable to block and impede movement of goods, people, and services along critical infrastructure, including international border crossings, 400 series highways, airports, ports, bridges, and railways. Fines for noncompliance will be up to $100,000 and up to a year of imprisonment. But the problem is the $100,000 is a daily fine. So even if they don't get arrested, they will be fined that daily. That is fucked. The announcement came as a protest against the COVID-19 measures has immobilized Ottawa's downtown core for nearly 2 weeks, while another on the Windsor side of the Ambassador Bridge has blocked Canada-bound vehicles from using the key border crossings for days. Here's the weird thing, though. When you go to the quote from Doug Ford, you can actually see the hypocrisy in what he's saying. Now, pay close attention to his words. To those who have attempted to disrupt our way of life by targeting our lifeline for food, fuel, and goods across our borders, the hypocrisy there is already just so much. To those trying to force a political agenda through disruption, again, the irony. Intimidation and chaos. My message to you is this. Your right to make a political statement does not outweigh the right of hundreds of thousands of workers to earn their living. It's kind of funny considering hundreds of thousands of workers have been impeded by the government itself from actually being able to work and survive. And didn't they try to steal food, fuel, and goods from the truckers themselves? I'm sensing a little bit of hypocrisy here. It does not outweigh our right to get food across our borders. Your right to make a political statement does not outweigh the rights of 1 million people in Ottawa to live peacefully, free of harassment and chaos in their own homes. But I thought this was a small protest. How is it affecting millions of people in Ottawa? I don't understand that. If it was such a small protest, wouldn't it only be affecting a few thousand people? And wouldn't that be the fringe minority that Justin Trudeau likes to tote on so much? Seems interesting to me. And the funniest part is that this all comes from this happening. So Judge Grant's injunction to end Canadian bridge blockade removed protesters. Officials are preparing to move against a group of truck drivers who have blocked the nation's busiest border bridge between the US and Canada in protest of the country's COVID vaccine mandate. The blockade, now in its 5th day, has brought travel over the Ambassador Bridge between Detroit and Windsor, Ontario, which accounts for a quarter of the goods traded between the countries, to a halt. A Canadian judge Friday afternoon approved an injunction request to end the blockade. So this just happened today. But the interesting thing about this is it's one of the busiest bridges. Like, we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars pass through these bridges, which is one of the reasons why he is putting it into a state of emergency. They're worried that they're losing so much money that they can't afford to let the protesters keep going. But that's the ironic thing about this. They could just remove the mandates. There's no reason to put a plan in effect to remove the mandates. They just have to remove them. It's a very simple thing to do. But they're not doing it because if they put a plan together and people calm down, then they can rescind that plan. But this all comes from the fact that, this entire strategy comes initially from the fact that he wanted to get rid of their funding. When he got rid of their funding, or at least blocked their funding from being able to go into Canadian banks, then he started attacking them this way. It's just so weird. It's so strange that they have to be in a state of emergency for things that don't even need to be, like, they don't even need to get to this point. He could literally just end the mandates and people would be more than willing to go home. Is it really worth hundreds of millions of dollars just going to waste? Like, they're blaming the truckers for this, when in reality, the only ones to blame are the leaders themselves. Whether it's Ford, Trudeau, they're the ones to blame for all of this. He noted that Dr. Kieran Moore, the province's top doctor, is working on a plan to end Ontario's vaccine certificate system. Not even the mandates, just the certificate system, but that's been in the works since well before the protests began. I doubt that. Because if it was well in the works before that, we wouldn't even have the fucking stupid little certificate program anyway. It's not that hard to get rid of. It's just one quick, like, hey, just wanted to let you know on Twitter that we got rid of the mandates. You can get rid of your passport. Super simple. Oh, that's all I need. But they're making it seem like you need something bigger. They're just delaying it. They're trying to push this as far as they can so they can literally just keep power that they shouldn't even be able to have. I will never, ever negotiate with people that break the law, with people that are in there illegally and occupying cities. It's not illegal. And honestly, I've seen the live streams. Nothing's going on there except for patriots just having a good time, waiting to be heard. All they have to do in order for this to just end is just listen to them. But you haven't even done that, Ford. You haven't even done that, Trudeau. Every single time we've seen you, you're always running away from questions. I mean, just look at what happened to Trudeau when he was inside Parliament. He kept getting his shit kicked in by people who wanted an answer, and he didn't want to give one. He just wanted to hear himself speak. I based it on health. I base it on science. Dr. Moore has clearly said it's time to move forward. I look forward to Dr. Moore's measures and recommendations. Of course you do. Of course you do, because it keeps you in power a little bit longer. But the science says differently. The science says it's time to end this shit. There's nothing scientific about keeping these mandates and keeping these systems in place anymore. Ford said the measures announced Friday will not impede the right to peacefully protest, but will provide more tools to help and end the illegal occupation of Ottawa and the Ambassador Bridge. See, that's where the hypocrisy comes in. Because they've already determined that the people that are peacefully protesting in Ottawa are not only criminal, they are on the verge of becoming known as terrorists. At least that's what I've seen in CNN. I've seen it on Fox. Well, actually, no, Fox I don't think has done that. I've seen it on CNN, MSNBC, Global, and I have seen that on CBC as well, where they are literally calling them terrorists for protesting. What kind of weird, backwards fucking country do we work in now, or live in now? So that is one of the funniest things to see. So what does this mean for the truckers? Well, it means they're probably going to get ticketed and arrested. And if they get ticketed, odds are no judge is going to be able to charge them each $100,000 a day for protesting. It would fall flat in court. No jury would ever fucking charge them for that. And even if it goes to claims court, I guarantee you a judge is going to throw that out immediately. There's absolutely no way. It's just a fucking clown show at this point. The arrests, however, would be wrongful arrests. And if they become wrongful arrests, then they open themselves up to more lawsuits, which will actually be kind of funny in the long run. But they use it as a way to threaten people. Justin Trudeau even said, do you really want to get a criminal record? It'll affect your travel across the border. It'll affect you with your job and your future. But why does it even have to escalate this much? You're willing to listen to everything else except for the truth, Justin. Except for the truth. This state of emergency is bullshit. There's no emergency. The only emergency is the fact that you're losing hundreds of millions of dollars in trades because you won't listen to people. The truckers are doing God's work here. And I don't even believe in God. You, on the other hand, are closing your ears, running scared, and putting your head under the ground like the ostrich you are. Anyways, guys, that is the update for the state of emergency, what they are looking to charge the truck drivers with, and the injunction that is going to end the blockade on that bridge. So unfortunately, it's another problem added to this entire situation that doesn't even need to get this far, but the government is stubborn. They're stubborn and stupid. It's kind of goes hand in hand. But hopefully the truck drivers will persist. There's not enough cops, not enough jails, not enough people out there that can ticket everyone. There's too many people, and they're the minority. Just remember, the government here is the minority. The police are the minority. The civilians that are complaining about this are the minority. There is not enough of them compared to us where they can make this work. It's all words at this point. There's no way there's no way they can actually enforce this. There's none. Anyways, guys, I'll see you all next time. Love you all. Hopefully there'll be a new update tomorrow about how this somehow failed. I'm hoping so anyway, because it would be stupid if this continues. Bye-bye.